All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish up this review. All right, so we're going to simplify the product using FOIL. Remember, that's first, outer, inner, last. First terms, 4x and 3x. So 4x times 3x, 4 times 3 is 12, x times x, x squared. Outer, the O, these are on the outside. So 4x times 7, 28x. I is for inside, the inners. Negative 3 times 3x, negative 9x. And then last, negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Add these two in the middle together because they are like terms. They have x to the first power, x to the first power. We have 12 x squared plus 19x minus 21. This is your final answer. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Number 17. The first time I saw this, I was really super excited because I'm like, yay, these are the ones I love. And then I was like, oh, there's 5, there's a 3. These are not difference of squares. So we're just going to use foiling again. 2h times 2h, because that's your f's, the first. 2h times 2h is 4h squared. Outside is 2h and negative 3. 2h times negative 3, negative 6h. Inside, negative 5 times 2h. So that's going to give us negative 10h. And then finally, we have our last, which is negative 5 times negative 3, which gives us positive 15. Now, we again look in our middle two terms and notice, hey, they both have h to the power of 1. These are like terms. That leaves us with 4h squared minus 16h plus 15. And this is your answer. Okay, number 18, similar, 3, 4, both of them adding. So this is just another foiling. You can see, pull this down. First, 3h times 2h is 6h squared. 3h times 4 is 12h. 3 times 2h, 6h. And 3 times 4 is 12. All right, that's h squared, because that was h and h. There's nothing going on there. 12h plus 6h, like terms, so that's 18h. That's horrible there. And then we have plus 12. I'm going to write that one more time just so that it looks better. So we have 6h squared plus 18h plus 12. Now we got it. Okay, number 19. Find the missing coefficient. We have 3d minus 2, 5d plus 3. We already have our first term, and we already have the last term. And if you'll notice, 3d times 5d gives us that 15d squared. And negative 2 times 3 gives us that negative 6. Now we need to take a look at the outer and inner. So we have 3d times 3, which is 9d. And we have negative 2 times 5d, which is negative 10d. 10d. 9d minus 10d is negative 1d. So the answer would be negative 1. Another way to do this one would be to completely and totally FOIL this one out, not just do it in bits and pieces up here. So let me write this down so we have another expression to work with instead of trying to double up. 3d times 5d, 15d squared. Outside, 3d times 3 is 9d. Negative 2 times 5d, negative 10d. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. These in the middle are like terms. So we have 9d minus 10d. So that's 15d squared minus d minus 6. 15d squared is the same. That's the only thing that's different. So this would be the same. Negative d is the same as negative 1 times d. So again, answer, oh, horrible, is negative 1. Okay, number 20. Simplify using the horizontal or vertical method. Horizontal is distributing it. Vertical, I will show you on the other side. Okay, so using it the horizontal method, we have, let me rewrite this. I'm trying to do it as quickly as I can. Okay, 2n squared times 2n. 2 times 2 is 4. N squared times n is n cubed. 2n squared times negative 3 is negative 6n squared. 5n times 2n is 10n squared. Almost forgot the square, guys. Be careful. It happens to veteran people. So 5n, 2n, 5 times 2 is 10. N times n, n squared. All right, now we need to do 5n times negative 3. So that is negative 15n. Then we have 3 times 2n, which is plus 6n. And then we have 3 times negative 3, which is negative 9. Now looking at all of our terms, we have n cubed, and n squared, n to the first, and a constant. So I'm going to box this first one up. I'm going to group up the next two since they have like variables with the same exponent. Then I'm going to do these. All right, and then this one. All right, so you have 4n cubed, negative 6n squared, plus 10n squared is plus 4n squared, and we're done with those. Negative 15n plus 6n is negative 9n, and that's done. And then we have negative 9. Okay, now the vertical method is where I'm going to set this one up down here and then move it on up. We have 2n squared plus 5n plus 3 times 2n minus 3. All right. All right. So we are going to start here. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 times 5n, negative 15n. Negative 3 times 2n squared is negative 6n squared. 2n times 3 is 6n. 2n times 5n is 10n squared. 2n times 2n squared is 4n cubed. These don't have signs in front of them, so that means they are positive. Adding. All right, here we are. Bring down negative 9, negative 15n plus 6n, negative 9n. Negative 6n squared plus 10n squared is 4n squared, and then we bring that 4n cubed down. What do you know? These two things are the same. So it doesn't matter which way you use? Absolutely not. Okay, number 21. This is one where I told you guys that you are going to need to memorize the a minus b squared is the same as a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, where in this case 2m is the A, and 8, not negative 8, but 8 is your B. All right, so we have 2m squared, and I'm hoping you guys are getting to the point where you can do a lot of mental math with this, but no fret if you're not yet there. Then we have negative 2 times 2m times 8, and then we have plus 8 squared. 2 squared is 4. M squared is m squared. I'm going to go this way. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. There's only one negative, so it's going to be negative 32m, and then 8 squared is 64. Okay, another way to look at that, again, 2m squared, 2 times 2 is 4, m squared, 4m squared. Multiply these two together, 2m times negative 8 is negative 16m, and then you double it right here, and then 8 squared, 64. Super duper cool, isn't it? Okay, now let's go ahead and go on to number 22. This one is similar, right? It's just different numbers. I liked experimenting. I'm going to use orange on this one. Okay, so we have 7m minus 2 squared. So that's going to be 7m squared minus 2 times 7m times 2, because this is your A, this is your B, right? And then we have plus 2 squared, because that one is always going to be positive. Square it becomes positive. So 7m squared is 49m squared. We have, oh, that's a horrible 7. Minus 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28. So that gives us 28m, and then 2 squared is 4. Done, because this is m squared, this is m, and that's a constant. These are not like terms. They have different powers. Right, number 23. Okay, this one is using the addition process as opposed to the subtraction one. This one is a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where a, 6m, b is 2. This is your a, this is your b. So now we have 6m squared plus 2 times 6m times 2 plus 2 squared. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So this would be 24m. 6 squared is 36. M squared is m squared. So we have 36m squared plus 24m. And then we have 2 squared, which is what? 4. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at number 24 and 25. These are my absolute favorite. Like, if I could do the hamster dance or the Carlton dance, so would do that right now. These are a difference. One's negative, one's positive, and you can check it out here too. And this has to match this. Yep, they sure do. This one has to match this one. Yep, they sure do. So difference of squares states a minus b times a plus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. Booyah. All right, so 2p times 2p for number 24 is 4p squared, because we have 2p times 2p, and then we have a negative 1 times a positive 1. So this is going to give us minus 1. Okay, looking at number 25, we have 5m squared minus 2 and 5m squared plus 2. So this is, the first terms are the same, and then the 2's are the same. Now we have 5m squared, which is 25m to the fourth. 5 times 5 is 25. M squared, m squared, m to the fourth. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. All right, guys, that wraps it up. I hope this was a good review, and I hope you guys do fantabulous on the test. Just be calm, be confident. Please look over this stuff periodically. Don't just jump completely into it because you're going to stress yourself out. All right? See you tomorrow or today, depending on when you watch this.